So welcome to the new Muscle Up Yarn.
That's right.
2.0.
Our gorgeous new counter that we mentioned before. So that is from the Barton General Store, and we had that built. They had all of the panels, a salvage company, and the counter they're telling us is circa 1870 to 1880. So it's a really cool piece that we're so happy to have.
Yes, it's a great focal point when you first walk in, and it's a great piece of history.
That's right.
As well, local Vermont history.
Vermont, and we love all of our Vermont farmers and the yarns and everything, so it was just fitting that we had another little piece of Vermont, a big piece of Vermont.
Exactly. So I'm going to give you the panorama here when you first walk in. As you can see from the previous store tour, this is a much more open, wide space, but we've tried to make it a little charming and unique and easily laid out. There's our lurking Lucy right there.
She survived the move.
Yep, and she's our greeter currently. So we have again arranged all of our yarn by weight.
Yeah, we start at the lighter weight yarns, the lace weight and fingering weight yarns here in the front, and it moves towards bulky as we go towards the back.
So all the way on the right, I think it's the right, I don't
Yep.
think this flips it backwards, for folks, is our lace weight, and we come into some fingering weight here on the front side of this cabinet. And then our fingering weight continues over here along the wall.
We've got some multiple seating areas now, and we're going to add even more, which is going to be really nice, so we can have some different work areas. So if people want to come in and they don't want to sit all the way in the back in the big classroom area, we've got space to do that.
That's right.
And we've got space to add spinning stuff, right?
We do. I'm super excited about that. So we've got our notions and needles wall here, as you can see. And then walking around on the back side is the rest of our fingering weight yarn. And then we move into, oops, I should probably grab, sorry, I hope I'm not making anybody dizzy. This is our sport weight section and our great Mykonos tea there. Then we swing into DK. We've got some Green Mountain Spinnery there on the right, and some Barocco and Bahramu.
Trendsetter yarns.
Trendsetter.
A little bit of everything.
And that great shawl there that's made out of the transitions.
Yeah. I know we've got a lot more display space here, which is really nice. because we had a lot of shop samples and things, but we didn't always have as much room to display them.
Yeah, we didn't have a place to put them out. Now we do.
So you can see we've started creating these small little nooks. So we have a feel of rooms here, and we wanted to do that so that we could separate out the fiber and still have like a cozy shopping experience too.
Yep, so this is a continuation of our DK weight yarn, and we've got, you can see the Madeline Tosh and Malabrigo, and what's that last?
Oh, that's the Great Adirondack yarn, and that's 100% cotton. It's an organic cotton, and it's hand dyed, and it's really hard to find cottons that are hand dyed a lot of times. So it's really gorgeous yarn. It's really beautiful knit up. So
awesome. We'll have to get some more, work on some more shop samples, huh?
That's right.
And then we've got this other cabinet here with DK yarn, and the back side of this one in the center is also DK. So it's where our Plymouth Vintage and our Merino Superwash is. So you can see we definitely have a lot more counter space, and you know, eventually we probably have space to bring in some more shelving units and stuff. We're going to be able to bring in more lines of yarn because we have more room now. We have in the center here one of our cabinets that has all local yarns. So we've tried to start breaking out some of our local stock a little bit more. And another wall of color, so buttons, shawl pins, and a lot of our locally hand-dyed yarn. We've got Round Mountain, Legacy Fiber Arts, Fiber Stash, Fiber Stash.
Lots of Fiber Stash.
Though that is considerably less than what we had not that long ago. So
it is. It really is. We've got to restock.
So Christy, get prepared. And same with Round Mountain. We're gonna have to restock that as well.
Gonna get in order before too long. That's for sure.
So, and then here's another little nook that's starting. This is getting into our worsted weight yarns. And so we have a nice mix of shelving space and then also hanging space to display more samples. Here's the other side of that nook with some of our worsted weight yarns. There's our Cadia paint,
which you saw me crocheting with on the last episode. Well, actually you didn't see me crocheting, but you saw the project.
And then we have another nook of worsted weight here. And again, sort of that display space. There's our last little Malabrigo. We're waiting for an order from them.
Big order coming in. We did end up with our moving sale, sold quite a lot of yarn. So
yes, so thank you everybody.
Yep, and we've got a lot of our fall orders coming in the next week or two.
Yep.
So we're gonna have a lot of new yarns, which is gonna be fantastic.
And so then this is looking back sort of the other direction. You can see we have a huge amount of natural light in the store. Some more worsted weight in the center. In the center there's our local dyed wall again. Then that pink just pops right out.
I know it does.
Which is awesome. And more worsted weight. And we've got sort of a bulky section back here, Aran on the end of that shelf, and then all the way down is our bulky yarns.
And believe it or not, as stocked as that looks, that's not a lot. We're getting a lot more in for winter because we have been selling bulky. People have wanted, you know, it's so nice to do quick projects. You can always fit a last minute project in, especially when you're starting to plan for holiday knitting.
Exactly. So a lot of the bulky yarn that we had on the wall has been put into the shelves here.
Yeah.
We do have probably some ongoing work in terms of creating some space to hang bulky yarn again. We've got a little library that we've set up back here where all of our books are, and we've been eyeballing this wall back here for some more slat wall to hang bulky yarns on.
And this wall here, we're thinking we're gonna have some specialized yarn. So we've got some surprises in store for you guys.
Yeah.
A fantastic indie dyer that we've been working with. We're gonna be having some of her yarn come in very, very soon. And I think we're gonna highlight it on that wall there.
Yeah.
If it'll fit. We've got a lot of yarn coming in. If not, we'll find
find a
another wall
spot
for it.
So the other thing we've been able to do in terms of highlighting yarns is this is all local yarn.
It looks so great on this wall.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We can spread it out more. There's more space here. People can see all of the various colors and types of yarn, starting with the yarn on the left, which is all hand spun.
Yeah, that's Dillner Hillside Farm, and Jessica does a fantastic job. She's got sheep, she's got goats, she's got alpaca. She shears them herself. She, everything. She does it all. She dyes it, she spins it. She does just such a fabulous job, and her yarns are gorgeous.
Yeah, and to be able to display them without everything being all scrunched in together is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then next to that yarn, moving right, is Shaky Hill Farm.
Shaky Ground Farm.
Shaky Ground Farm.
Yep. Yep, they're from One Town South in Charlotte, and they're a younger couple, and they're really making go of it. They've got the Icelandic sheep, so that it's spun in a traditional Lopi style for that yarn.
Next to that is Savage Heart Farm yarn, which is beautiful. You've seen us show it on the podcast before.
Yeah.
We have the sheep love kits that we're probably going to be reviving
We've
again.
got to get some more now that we've moved. We've had quite a few requests for them, so we're going to get the sheep love hat kits going again, and Peggy's fantastic. We're actually going to have some more of her yarn coming in.
Awesome.
Some dyed yarn. It's not from her sheep, but it's some fleeces that she has purchased and then had spun.
So just so you guys can see how great the natural light, in the section we're standing in right now, the overhead lights haven't even come on. So this is all the light that's filtering through the actual windows in this space.
Yeah, it's great.
We've
got just a tiny bit of Wing and a Prayer Farm left, and I know I've been chatting with Tammy, and she's going to have some really beautiful yarns coming out for this fall. So we're going to restock with Tammy when she gets all those in. Next up is Yellow Dog Farm, and they're up in the islands in Vermont, in the Champlain Islands, and they've got a lot of naturally dyed yarn, or not. They've got yarns that they have dyed. They're acid dyed, and we also have some of their natural colored yarns.
Yep.
And they've got some really lovely yarns.
And they also do yarn bowls.
Yep, Jim does the yarn bowls and the spindles and things like that. We've showed on the podcast in the past.
Yep.
So they've got some really cool stuff. And then we also have Vivian Acres, and they have they've got mohair goats.
Nice.
And then they have it blended with a little bit of wool, so it's 70% mohair yarn, 30% wool. And Tom hand dyes all of the yarns, and they're fabulous. Really nice colors, and it's a really lovely yarn.
Yep, those are the yarns all the way on the right with the white label around them.
The brightly colored ones.
Yeah, super bright colored, and they just stand out so amazingly on that white wall.
They have amazing sheen to them with all the, mohair in them. They're really gorgeous. So.
All right, so we are standing the wall we were just showing you is to our backs, and this is our new classroom gathering space back here in the back. It is now sort of with no product back here, so if we're running a class, customers don't have to feel like, oh no, we're intruding to look at yarn.
And look at all of the green out the windows, you guys. It's
fantastic.
So nice.
So there's our bulky shelving and our
little
library area. Again, just for a frame of reference, and I'll give you a big panoramic here, looking back towards the checkout counter and the front door. So So this is the new Must Love Yarn Space 2.0.
That's right. So we hope, if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, and you're going to be up this way, we hope you'll stop in and say hi and see the new spaces. We are so excited about it. And in the next few weeks, like I said, we're going to have so much yarn coming in, and
Absolutely.
yeah. And we'll show that to you on the podcast too, so don't worry.
Yep. And in case you missed last week's episode, we are now on iTunes for those of you, and Google Play for those of you who are not enamored completely with YouTube.
Yep.
Our final public service announcement is, I think we're still having some ongoing phone issues.
Yeah.
So the best way to get a hold of us is through social media or email.
Yeah, and you can find all the contact information on our website, which is mustloveyarn.com. So yeah, if you've been trying to call us, we're very sorry.
We're sorry. We're frustrated like you are.
Yep.
With the situation. But it is what it is.
That's
It's always
right.
something when you move.
That's right. And you know what? Everything else made it, so.
Yep. All right, so I think this is Angela and Kelly signing off. We hope you enjoy this bonus episode store tour.
And we'll join you again next week with a regular episode. It should be, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so.
So keep an eye out next week for our next episode. And thanks for checking out the store, you guys.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.